All right, so today we're diving deep into the world of Michael Burry.
Oh, this will be good.
You know him, right? The guy who called the 2008 housing crash.
The Big Short guy.
Yep, that's the one.
Okay.
And our listener wants to know how he does it.
How he picks those winning stocks.
Exactly. So we've got a bunch of articles about Burry, all about his strategy and his, well, kind of unique personality.
He's definitely a character.
So we'll break down how he invests, sprinkle in some of his,
Google quotes.
yeah, those. Ready to get into it.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, so first things first, Burry is all about value investing.
Oh, totally. He's not chasing trends or fads
Nope. He's looking for those companies that are worth more.
than the market thinks they are.
Right. And he's not just like glancing at the stock price.
No, he's digging deep.
Like way deep.
He wants to understand the company inside and out.
Yeah. And the articles mention he uses specific financial ratios.
Oh, yeah, like the price to book ratio.
That one always comes up.
So imagine valuing a house. You wouldn't just look at the asking price.
You'd consider the land, the building, any work that's been done.
Exactly. Price to book is similar. It compares the stock price.
To the value of the company's assets.
Right. A low ratio could mean the stock's a bargain.
And that's what Burry's looking for, those hidden gems.
He once used this to invest in a small regional bank.
Really?
Yeah, it was trading below its book value. Nobody was paying attention.
But he saw the potential.
He saw the value that others missed.
So it's like finding a treasure in the attic.
You could say that.
But it can't just be about the numbers, can it?
Definitely not. Burry also looks at management quality.
Makes sense, the people running the show.
Yep. Are they smart, experienced, making good decisions?
He's got to trust them.
And he's big on moats, you know?
Like castles.
Kinda. It's Warren Buffett's term for competitive advantages.
Things that protect a company from rivals.
Exactly. Like a strong brand, a unique technology.
Something that makes them stand out.
And hard to copy.
And this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, I'm listening.
One article called it roadkill investing.
Roadkill.
Burry literally said, I try to buy shares of unpopular companies.
Unpopular how?
When they look like roadkill. Pretty vivid, huh?
Wow. So he's not afraid of the messy stuff.
He goes where others won't, those distressed industries.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, imagine a company making, like, physical maps.
Who even uses those anymore?
Right. With GPS and online maps, investors might ditch them.
But Burry might see something else.
Maybe valuable data they have or potential to pivot.
He's looking for that hidden value, even in the wreckage.
So he's a contrarian going against the crowd.
He's definitely not following the herd.
But that seems risky. What if those roadkill companies never recover?
That's where margin of safety comes in.
Okay, break that down for me.
Burry doesn't just want a deal. He wants a steal.
So buying way below what he thinks the company's really worth.
Exactly. That difference, that's his margin of safety.
It's like a duffer if things go wrong.
Right. He might look at liquidation value.
Yeah.
Or do discounted cash flow analysis
Getting all those numbers to line up?
to make sure there's enough cushion.
Smart. And then there's the patience factor.
Oh, yeah. Burry's known for that.
One article said he tells investors, I need 3 to 5 years.
That's long-term thinking.
The opposite of what we see so much today.
He's not about quick flips. He's playing the long game. Value takes time to unlock.
Exactly. You can't rush these things.
Like planting a tree. You nurture it, give it time, and eventually...
It bears fruit.
Yeah, good analogy.
But here's where I was surprised.
What's that?
This guy who called the housing crash is skeptical about water as an investment.
Water. Seems like a sure thing.
Right. Everyone needs it.
And everyone drinks water.
But Burry said, and I'm quoting here, fresh, clean water cannot be taken for granted.
Okay, that's true.
And then he adds, and it is not water is political and litigious.
So he's seeing the complexities.
Yeah, like water rights, transportation issues.
It's not just a simple buy low, sell high situation.
He's always looking for the catch.
He's thinking several steps ahead.
Always trying to find the angle that others are missing.
Yeah, that's Burry for you.
Always thinking differently.
And that's part of what makes him so successful. You know that skepticism about water?
Yeah.
Reminds me of another Burry quote.
Oh, lay it on you.
He said, if a lender offers me free money, I do not have to take it.
Interesting.
Right. It shows his discipline, his awareness of risk.
Like even easy wins can have downside.
Exactly. He's always looking for the potential pitfalls.
But it's not just about avoiding those pitfalls, right?
No, it's also about knowing.
When to jump in.
Yes. Seizing the opportunity.
There's another quote that captures that.
Which one?
I will always choose the dollar bill carrying a wildly fluctuating discount,
Okay.
rather than the dollar bill selling for a quite stable premium.
So he's saying he'd rather buy something volatile,
If it's trading at a discount,
even if it means some ups and downs along the way.
as long as he's confident in his valuation.
Precisely.
It's like he's embracing the roller coaster.
As long as the ticket's cheap enough.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
He understands that markets overreact
Creating those opportunities.
for investors who can spot them.
And who have the stomach for it.
Right. All that volatility would make most people panic.
Constantly checking their portfolios, stressing over every dip.
But that's where Burry's long-term mindset comes in.
That zen-like calm.
He's not fazed by the short-term noise.
He's focused on the bigger picture.
Exactly.
But not everyone can be Michael Burry.
True. He's definitely one of a kind.
He sees the world differently.
He does.
Do you think anyone can learn to invest like him?
Well, one article highlighted something interesting.
What's that?
Burry emphasizes finding your own investment style.
So not just copying him.
Right. He said, if you are going to be a great investor, you have to fit the style to who you are.
That's kind of empowering.
It is.
Like, find what works for you.
Based on your personality, your risk tolerance, your goals.
Easier said than done, though.
I agree. It's tempting to see someone like Burry
Making those big bets that pay off.
and think, I could do that too.
Right.
But what works for him might not work for you.
He has that deep self-awareness.
Knowing his strengths, weaknesses, his own worldview,
So it's not just about the numbers.
it's about self-reflection too.
Understanding your biases.
Your emotional triggers.
Developing your own philosophy.
Being honest with yourself.
About what you're comfortable with.
Exactly.
And then sticking to it.
Even when the market is testing you.
Having conviction in your analysis.
That's doing your due diligence.
Putting in the time and effort.
That's how you build confidence.
It's like Burry saying, don't be a sheep, be a wolf.
But a well-prepared wolf.
I like that.
He's not just lucky, he's brilliant.
Dedicated to understanding the market.
Thinking independently.
Seeing those opportunities where others see danger.
Like with the water thing.
Yeah. He talked about how he finds his investment ideas.
Oh, by following his nose?
Right? Reading the news, being curious.
He's engaged with the world?
Not stuck in an ivory tower.
He's actively looking for those connections, those patterns.
Yeah, like a detective.
Yeah, piecing together the clues.
Remember, this is the guy who saw the subprime mortgage crisis coming.
While everyone else was ignoring the warning signs.
Because he was paying attention to the data.
To the details.
It's not just reading headlines.
It's about digging deeper.
Asking questions.
Challenging assumptions.
Exploring those rabbit holes.
That's where the real discoveries are made.
So it's not just intellect.
It's mindset, too.
That constant curiosity.
That drive to understand.
It's inspiring.
It is.
There's another quote where he talks about the stock market.
Oh, yeah, the 3 categories.
Right. Those with shrinking intrinsic value, those with approximately stable intrinsic value, and those with steadily growing intrinsic value.
He's not just looking at the stock price. He's analyzing the underlying business.
Understanding its potential.
He's looking for companies built to last.
It's like he's saying, invest in a story, invest in a future.
That's a powerful way to think about it.
So what's the biggest lesson here? What can someone take away from Burry's approach?
I think it's the power of independent thinking.
Not following the crowd.
Exactly. Do your own research, form your own conclusions.
Be skeptical.
Be cheery.
Be your own financial detective.
I like that.
Even if we don't all become the next Michael Burry.
We can learn from him.
From his dedication to finding real value.
In a market often driven by speculation.
And who knows, maybe our listener will find that next roadkill opportunity.
The one everyone else is missing.
It's really amazing how he does it.
He's one of a kind.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the mind of Michael Burry,
What have we learned?
what's the one thing you hope our listener walks away with?
That's a good question.
Something they can apply to their own lives.
Even if they're not trying to, predict the next big crash.
Right, exactly.
I'd say the biggest takeaway is the power of thinking for yourself.
To not just follow the crowd.
Exactly. Burry shows us the importance of being skeptical.
Digging deep.
Forming your own conclusions.
Not being swayed by the hype.
Right. Doing your homework.
Read your own financial detective.
I like that.
So even if we don't all have Burry's,
Unique personality.
Yeah. We can still learn from his approach,
Absolutely.
his insights, that dedication to finding real value.
In a world that often seems focused on,
Short-term gains.
those quick flips.
Remember, it's not about copying his every move.
It's about developing that same critical thinking.
That same curiosity.
And who knows, maybe our listener will uncover the next big opportunity.
The one everyone else is overlooking.
Just like Burry did.
Yeah. Well, that's it for our deep dive into Michael Burry.
That was fun.
Until next time, happy investing, everyone.